Hey, gentlemen, welcome back to another Let Loose Dog Talk. Hey, I got my co-host Gabriel and today's special guest Robert Buss from HCC Bulldogges. How's it going, brother?
HCS.
Oh, HCS. There you go.
Yeah,
What's
how's country strong?
there you go. Welcome. We're
Nice.
glad to have you.
Thanks for having us on, guys. Appreciate it.
No, thank you. And we've been, me and Gabriel, we've been talking about bringing you on board, man. I think you got some pretty cool dogs. Gabriel, saw firsthand some of your pups, and he was impressed, man. So if that dude
Yeah,
was impressed, I'm impressed then.
yeah. He got to see the one of the big boys that he was a pup, but he was one of the big pups of the litter that I took just about half an hour, 45 minutes, I believe, from where I picked up.
Oh, nice.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
that dude was tight. I took Dennis. I said, "Man, there's this dog he has in there. This little black pup." I was ready to take him home. I liked him. He was very cool. The dogs in that transport that you had too were like pretty cool. There was some cool. Besides your dog, there was some cool dogs in there. It was pretty cool. To kind of see, and we kind of met. And
I
like we were
had
saying,
I had that Newfie pup on there, and then
yeah.
an Aussie pup, and one other, I think.
Yeah, one more, but they were pretty cool. Nice colors, big pups. Yeah, it was legit. And you got a great setup, and business
Thank you.
was spot on. So I appreciate it. I'm glad we got to meet like that.
We appreciate you guys using us and giving us a chance. Well, James has been going to use us for a while, but things always fall through, or nobody ever wants to pay the price for transport. They want you to go across the country for $400 or $500, and you can't. I mean, some do, but you're lucky if your dog shows up alive
Sure.
or taken care of, or just jam packed in there, doesn't get fed, don't get watered.
No, for
Yeah,
sure. Yeah,
that's
definitely.
that's a big part of it. And then putting you through those sketchy neighborhoods at random hours
Right.
too. But yeah, that's important. Safety, is always a thing, and the quality of life. Well, for you and the dogs in those hours, days, means everything. So it's always
Right.
great when those things come together.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's a fun business. I mean, it just that's why we actually got into it, was because of dogs not being taken care of, dogs getting stolen or dying on transports, and it just we we couldn't have that. We Dogs deserve to be treated as your own when they're on that transport. So
No, definitely. I agree.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, Robert, give us a little bit of background about yourself. So the audience could know who you are.
yeah,
We do have a lot of American Bulldog viewers here, so
okay. My name is Robert Howells. I go by Buzz. That's been my nickname since I was little. Um, I've been basically around breeding and into breeding my whole life. My parents, they were just like a litter here and there, things like that. Dobermans, Springer Spaniels, some Spritzer Spaniels, different stuff like that. And I loved dogs, and I kind of just, once I got old enough, just went that way and started just breeding with my own dogs that I got, and got into Rottweilers and bred Rottweilers for a long time. And that when I met my wife, that's what I was breeding at the time.
nice.
Um, they definitely one of my top favorite breeds, but they're nothing like they used to be. I wish I could get that old stuff back, but at that time I had to have a small program, only just a male and female, two females. So that was about it. Couldn't really keep nothing back or anything. Wished I would have. I kick myself now, but you know that's just how it is. Then
Yeah,
we
you don't see those anymore.
no, and my stud that I had, his name was Harley. He was a 210-pound Rottweiler, very very big boy, like huge basketball size head, just phenomenal boy, very very athletic, much similar to my oldies, like almost same body structure. Um, he could clear a 6-foot fence just standing there and do a hop. He was awesome. Never been able to find another one like him, so I don't have any Rotties.
Mm.
And then we bred Maskweilers for a little bit, mixed with AB.
Okay.
We had an AB female, and then those dogs were cool. It was just kind of a mixed breed that I was kind of playing with, and people loved them. The dogs were awesome, and yeah, I've always been kind of a purebred guy or whatever, and I had to play with them, and it was way cool, a lot of fun. And then we had some AB litters. Did that for a little while, and then figured once we moved into our house that we bought now and had the property, we were looking at I've been looking at oldies for probably 20 plus years.
Okay.
Just never pulled the trigger on them. I was always waiting for the right time, or I had other dogs and stuff. And then once our Maskweiler and our ABs got basically almost to the point where they were old enough and going to pass, we decided, hey, let's finally do these oldies. And I told my wife, I said, if we do this, we're going big, or we're going home. And I'm not the kind to go home and tuck my tail or sit on the porch. I got to run with the big dogs.
Yeah.
There you go.
So we just kind of came out swinging and had trying to hit those home runs, and we progressed and built from there, really.
Nice. And what line do you work, Bus?
We work with Evolution. When we started, we got an oldie named Smash from a breeder up in Idaho, and then we got our female. She was like 9 months old when we got her. Our first two oldies. Smash was, I think, 5 months when we got him, and he was an awesome dog. We could get that dog to do anything. I like instantly took to the bite sleeve, just even seeing it. That dog was way cool, but we bred him once. We health tested him. Everything was like perfect. And then about 3-4 months after his first litter, he started having head tremors.
Mm.
And he'd never had one before. And we was like, what the hell's going on here? This isn't right. And they progressively started getting worse and worse. I was like, we can't be breeding this. And so I'd been researching Brian Miller, and his Evo dogs, and talking to him way before we ever even got Smash. For our female, it was just coming up with enough money to be able to afford basically, picking the litters for the top quality dogs that I wanted. And the one breeding that we did off Smash and Dixie, we sold that whole litter. They all went to great pet homes. Beautiful dogs. Luckily, none of them picked up head tremors or anything. So the shit, albeit genetic, who knows? Could be. It might not be. It's hard to say.
Yeah.
And when we did that, I reached out to Brian. I'm like, hey, we've been talking for a long time. we had already actually picked a female named Everest that we were getting from her, a pup from him. And I was like, hey, you got any males? He's like, I got my keeper right here. He's like, I'll let him go to you because, I know what you're trying to do, whatever else. And I said, all right. So we got the 2 from him. And then I was already lined up with Brad Mooney and XSB to get a male and female from him too.
Okay.
And I knew those 2 lines worked together because they had worked in the past. Brad had Brian's old blood in his, and Brian had some of XSB on his yard as well. So I knew that they would mesh and blend well. So that was the route I went. We ended up delivering our whole litter, basically from Texas all the way up to Connecticut and back around. Then we went to Brad's to pick up our 2 dogs. Ended up picking up an adult and 3 other pups at the same time too. He's like, oh, okay, who's this dog? Who's this puppy? Who's this puppy? He's like, these are some pups back. I'm like, man, I don't know. We ended up going over to Brian's with like a half a carload full of puppies and dogs. We didn't even plan on to go pick up our other 2 from him. And we went over there, and then we got back home, and just we didn't have any pups for a while. It was like, I think about a year before we had any pups after that first litter. And basically from there, we've been growing and escalating and trying to do right by the breed and just grow. We also have one stud out there from Jessica Cook from Chaos Kennels.
Nice.
I thought that would fit in pretty well, me and my wife, because some of Brian's dogs had kind of a little bit of a similar gargoyle look.
Okay.
Kind of more in the beginning and stuff, but I was like, so maybe this will cross well. And it has. We've only bred into 2 different females since we've had him. Just trying to pick like the right males to cross him with and stuff like that, because our evolutions and the dogs that we've produced off of them and the crossings that we've done have produced dogs that I have to say are basically like nothing else out there other than what Brian ever produced before.
Okay.
So it's sometimes I kind of feel like we're alone in the oldie world, honestly, because our dogs they're just so much different than what is out there and what everybody else is pushing, and there's a handful of us out there that still believe in the athletic dogs and believe that's how they should be, but it's getting fewer and fewer.
Yeah. So you're more, I guess, the look. That's what that evolution look attract you, to go after that line.
It was the physique, the athleticism. The first time I ever seen evolution static in a video, that did it for me right there. Okay. That was what I wanted. To me, that was the epitome of a bulldog. He was athletic. He was strong. He was doing all kinds of competitions, weight pool, bite sleeve. I mean, he would charge guys on the bite sleeve and fling them clear across the yard, doing PSA and all that stuff. And I was like, this is a bulldog. That's what they're supposed to be. That's what I, always read, because I always liked the athletic and believed, they should be like the true 1800 style, and that's what Brian was doing. Brian and Brad Mooney was both doing it, and that's why we went that way.
Yeah, and you're right. I think there is a handful of people that have that athletic bulldog. Like in the oldie.
Yeah, Alfredo Rich River Rodriguez is still doing it. David Chaplier, um, Karen Lincardi's doing it. She, hers are smaller. They're not like what we have. Basically, most of them are what we have.
Yeah.
A lot of ours are 90, 100 plus pounds and can move like a 45-pound dog.
Nice.
And that's how I like them. That's how we breed them. We got our dogs from Brian in the beginning and Brad, and I wanted to take and put our spin on it and, come up with kind of our own look, but I did not want to lose any function or anything of all the years that Brian and Brad and them had put into their dogs. And
how big are your dogs, Bus?
Let's see, like Bourbon, he is 21, 22 at the withers. 105, 108 pounds. Zilla, the one that I had at the Beast, he's probably 110. I haven't weighed him for quite a while. He's probably around 110, 115 maybe.
Yeah, that was a big boy. Yeah, I was able to put my hands on him.
Yeah, and he was only 18 months, so technically he was still a pup at the Beast.
Yeah.
Because the bloodlines that we've used and our dogs take 3.5 to 4 years to fully mature.
Mm.
They grow up for the first year, and then after that, it's out and then packing on the muscle and the rib cages, turning into those nice rib cages that breathe. I mean, they're so athletic. It's really crazy.
Yeah,
they really are.
Do you see yourself, or I don't know if you even feel of the need of even bringing, let's say, creating a F1, or you already have the ultimate dog that you just want to move forward with?
All right. I worry about talking about it because I don't want somebody else to go and do it before me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You don't have to be detailed on it. Yeah.
I do have some plans in the future for some F1 stuff.
Okay.
It's totally left and opposite of what everyone else is doing.
Okay.
It's going to be kind of to play, but it's also going to add some real serious stuff.
Nice.
I'm not going AB, not going Mastiff, not going English, not Pit Bull. I'm going a different. I kind of talked about it a little bit at the Beast. I already got approval for it.
Nice.
For when I do it. I'm not going to go as far as saying what I'm going to do yet, but when I do, you guys will know for sure.
Nice.
Awesome.
So it'll be a little bit. We're hoping to move to Tennessee maybe in the next year or two, and get a lot more property than what we got now. A nice indoor-outdoor setup, and then I'm really going to start doing some stuff. But as far as the ultimate oldies, I think we're there for the most part. I mean, no dog is perfect. They still need work here and there on different little things. We get a lot of stuff on basically our type they say our dogs look like Velocers, or our dogs are basically what the um, Mastiffs and everything of today should be. That's what they say. They're RODs are what the dogs should be, but not the breed that they're supposed to be.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, Brian, he had his time. You can look at a dog and say there's an evolution immediately.
Yeah.
I'm as far as anything changing what Brian did. The only thing I'm doing is now I am working on locking in a type that I'm trying to bring forward a little bit more bulldog looking types, like dark matter, like cherry, onyx, katana, and we're slowly getting there. It's just it takes a lot of time when you're trying to do stuff the right way. I'm not trying to fast track it, not trying to cut corners. I'm not trying to bring in other blood and stuff that have a little bit of a similar type to it, because they may have a little bit of like the look, but they don't have none of the rest of the stuff.
Okay.
We're very, very, very particular and kind of closed off on what we will bring into our program.
Nice.
And it's just we have a pup coming from Powerhouse Bulldogs. He's got Levitts. And then there is Tracy Hansen over in England. She's very tight with her blood. There's none of that blood in the U.S. They're true old Victorian blood and old. They call it English, like English Levitt or something like that, like Victorian Levitt or whatever. And she needed some of the Levitt to put back into her lines because they're getting way too tight. I've been talking to her for years, the last 3 years or so, and was going to import something from her. And she needed what Dean of Powerhouse had, because he's got probably some of the purest Levitts left.
Oh wow.
And so she sent him semen from her boy over here, which was, it was kind of a nightmare and a huge thing to get it over here. It like got lost and shipped, and finally he got it. He froze some. He did this breeding, and I was fortunate enough to have it in good with him and with Tracy, because we've been talking for a long time, and we have a pup coming from that breeding.
Nice.
And the dogs over there in England they're basically mini versions of what I have on my yard right now.
Okay.
And so my plan is to take my big, huge studs to the pup we get from them and create the ultimate medium HCS Bulldog for people that they love our dogs, but they don't want a big, huge one.
Yeah.
Because not everybody wants a big dog, or they can't have them, but it's going to be everything our big dogs are: the health, the temperament, the muscles, everything, just packed into a more medium-sized dog. And I call it's going to be called the Lil Monsters line.
Nice.
There you go.
So we have a couple females here that we've kept from previous breedings that we did that are more medium sized, that are going to be an intricate part of that as well. It's just getting there and getting the right females lined up, and that's what we're doing.
Nice. And that pup, since all the restrictions are now to ship a dog to the U.S., she has to be 6 months before she gets here, right?
She's actually in the U.S.
Oh, she's in the U. Oh, nice.
Powerhouse Bulldogs is in the U.S.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
But
man.
Tracy is in the UK. She shipped semen over to Dean of Powerhouse to do this breeding. She's getting a dog from him
Okay.
that actually will be going to the UK back to her.
Mm.
So they're trying to work all that out. The dog, I believe, is going to be. They have to wait until like October before the puppy can go there.
Okay.
They're coming up on 3 weeks now, I think. But it'll be October before that pup comes to her. I lucked out with this, and I now don't have to import for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, it worked out.
Yeah, it worked out really, really well. At some point, I'll probably import from Tracy again, later on down the road or something. But for now, it worked out perfectly. And one of the biggest bonuses is just that blood isn't over here. The old true Victorian blood isn't here. There is some Victorian breeders in the U.S., but it's not the Ken Mullen stuff. It's not the true Victorian.
Okay.
And now it is. Dean locked it in over there, over in Indiana. We have the pup coming to us. Dean does not normally do breeding rights either. So there's going to be very, very little breeding coming from the dogs, but we're one of them.
Nice. And then Buzz, you
Yeah.
just dropped the litter today, or was it last night?
Yesterday.
Yesterday, right?
Yeah, Evolution's Bugatti. Evolution's Dark Matter and Evolution's Bugatti. They are brother and sister from the same mother, which was Evolution's Bora. Their mom, needless to say, was one of my top favorites. I had a lot of favorites from Brian's yard, but she was one of the baddest dogs. She wasn't a big girl compared to what Brian always had on his yard. I think she was about 65, 68 pounds. She was that medium, basically what I call the little monsters line, but the I guess it's more of a standard size.
Yeah.
But to me, they're little compared to what I have on my yard. So.
And then you had a chocolates, some blacks, and some what are they? Chocolate pie?
Yeah, there's a male and female, white and chocolate pie. One black male with a little bit of white on him, and then the rest are all females. There's 2 males, 5 females. The female is the white and chocolate pied, blacks with white, and then that chocolate one is a female.
Nice.
Those are
And
pretty cool.
all of them have full tails, or is there some in there?
They all have full tails. One of them has a little kink in it.
Okay. Nice.
Our tails, very, very seldom do we ever really get a kink in it. They're usually nice, straight, good tails. We do dock though, just that's our preference. I don't want to get stuck with puppies because of a tail.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So we just dock, but we do show people, the puppies. We show them the tails and everything before they get banded and all that stuff. We band the tails.
Oh, okay, yeah, because there's a little process for that, right?
Yeah. We used to take them to the vet and have the dew claws and have the vet dock them, but we got to a point where can you guys see my wife? She just joined in. No?
Yes, we can see her.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Hold on. Give me 1 sec, guys. I gotta turn the light on a little bit too.
Okay, no worries.
Beyond belief. What's up?
Hi, Brandy.
Hi.
Hello.
That is bright.
I'll turn it down a little bit. That pretty good lighting, guys? Or too
It is.
bright?
It is.
Okay. All right, there we go.
So,
Okay.
Buzz, tell us a little bit about the transportation, because I believe your wife helps you with that, right?
Yeah, me and her. Originally, she was just going to do the logistics and the booking and stuff like that. I quit my job driving truck. I drove double belly semis and dump trucks, stuff like that for a local construction company. I hauled coal, and I got just where I was really sick of 15, 16-hour days, 6 days a week, got old for that many years. And I was like, well, we always tried to kind of transport our own pups when we could, when we wasn't working, because she worked full-time, I worked full-time. So if we had an opportunity, we'd go deliver our own pups. We was using a transport company. At the beginning, they were pretty decent. They did a good job. And then all of a sudden, just it kind of started going a little bit downhill. They showed up one time here. I was at work to pick up a pup that was going to like New York or Jersey or somewhere back east.
Mm-hmm.
And my wife walked the puppy out to him, and it was just the crate was a mess. It had like pig and goat shit in it, or
They had a pig in it when they pulled up, and they wanted to put our puppy in where the pig was just at without cleaning that.
Oh
yeah.
my God.
I
Yeah,
had-
that's crazy.
I had to pull my garbage can around the front, and I told him, "You're going to clean that crate out before our pup goes anywhere near that crate."
Wow. It's, you know what? It's always like, I feel like we do that. And then like, well, I know Dennis had an experience as well. Like our wives, like we transported a dog, and then my wife was the one who gave it. And then she was like, oh my gosh, I don't know if this is like the right transportation. I haven't seen too many, but you know,
Right.
just like, yeah, they see it. And then I'm like, hey, I trust your judgment, and you know better than me. Like, at least when it comes to that. And I know Dennis had a similar experience. Like, hey, can you believe this? Like, what are we gonna send them or what? Right? So
yeah. And when they did that, my wife pulled out all the cleaning supplies and everything. She's like, "You guys are cleaning this," and she made them pull it out and clean it right there in our front yard and sanitize it and everything before our puppy went in. Which she still didn't want to let the puppy go, but everything was paid for. They cleaned it, so we knew that he was going to be all right until he got to his destination. But we'd before that kind of talked about doing our own thing, maybe part-time or something like that, getting into it, see how it would go. And at that point I was like, you know what? Nah, we're gonna do this, we're gonna go full-time. Let's go for it.
Yeah.
Like I said, when I do something, I go balls to the wall. It's all in or nothing. And yeah, it just we got onto the bidding sites of trying to bid to get routes and stuff like that as far as dogs, and then things just slowly started growing for us, and then word of mouth, and that's what we do full time now. Other that and our dogs, we I guess you could kind of say, I mean, we're not getting rich by any means. That's not why we do this. It's for the love of dogs. I mean, not a lot of people get to say they get to play with dogs all day, whether it's at home or on a transport.
That's true.
yeah. That is, like when you came to pick them up, that's what, like, this is cool. Like, I mean, how often do people see puppies, right, or cool dogs? Some people won't ever see those dogs in their life, and I got to see like 4 of them in the middle of my work day. right? Which was cool. And then you guys, and I know I spoke to your wife too, and I was like trying to figure out that we were all good, and you guys were great, and the dogs. I was even like texting my wife too, like, oh, look at this cool dog, like look at this dog. I want more dogs, and just like it was like crazy. And then of course she was concerned too. I'm like, no, they're good. It was colder than my office. That van was colder than my office was, so I knew everything was good. So that's like a fun thing, right? Or you have puppies, and everybody likes dogs or animals. It's really cool.
It is.
It's fun, and there are, not gonna lie, there's times I've gotten attached to puppies or adults during that transport. It's only a couple of days, but just sometimes you get attached that quickly to them, and
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun.
All the different breeds, all the personalities, and just they're so amazing. You meet people from all walks of life.
Yeah.
You get to meet like famous football players, movie stars, producers, singer-songwriters, other breeders. You get to meet like eccentric people that are like, woo, way out here, but they're really, really cool. It's exciting. It's a lot of fun. It's really cool. It really is, and we enjoy it.
Well, and then you get the opportunity to do the exotics.
Yes, and we get to do exotics like owls,
Wow.
lynx.
Whoa.
We was going to do some wolves not too long ago, but unfortunately
The female pass.
the female passed away, and the ones that were going to get in the male and female decided to hold off. We were supposed to do another one that actually had a couple of badgers, raccoons, coyotes.
We've had requests for otters.
Yeah, we've had requests for otters.
Wow.
Like when I don't believe I'm better than other people. I believe in the quality of our business, and the word travels. People see what we do. They see how we treat the animals, and it's allowed us a lot of opportunities to do really cool stuff and see a lot of cool animals that you'd never even get to put hands on. My wife, when she transported the Siberian lynx,
Wow.
she got to go into this place and put her hands on a live, real mountain lion.
My favorite cat.
that this animal sanctuary had, and like how many people get to see they walked up and got to pet a real live breathing cougar,
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
She got to see and pet a bear
I
that
didn't get to pet him, but I got to see him, and they trained him to open his mouth.
he does tricks for marshmallows. For marshmallows, he does tricks.
If you've never seen a grizzly bear pout, it is the funniest thing. And this bear pouted when he didn't get his marshmallow after opening his mouth for me.
That's really cool.
And definitely, Buzz. I could say your business ethics, man, are highly. Communication was great. Even Gabriel was calling me and be like, man, he's on point. He's giving me updates constantly. And I'm like, that's awesome. And then I think once he was there with you, you left. He called me right away, like, man, bro, I recommend this guy. He's like, his van was clean. Dogs were well taken care of. He's like, I saw his puppies. He's like, they were awesome. So, hey, I applaud you for that, man.
I appreciate that, guys. We do.
Yeah, good experience.
It was nice to finally meet. I kind of see, I seen you at the Beast. I said kind of hi in passing, and that was about it. And then finally, getting to meet Gam, because I know who you guys are, because I still love ABs. My wife loves them. I've talked about you guys for a while when, I came across your page a while back, and I was like, hey, look at this guy's ABs.
You know what? There's somebody, I can't remember his name, Robert, but he talks a lot about you. I think he lives like in Kentucky.
Christopher in Minnesota?
Yes.
Yeah, when he came out to visit you guys, yeah.
Correct. Yes, he did.
he's like, I came across this guy's page. I'm like, bro, he's got awesome ABs. And he's
Yeah,
like, I'm gonna go check him out. I was like, yeah. I was like, he's got good dogs. He help tests. He does everything he needs to be. And I will 100% back any breeder that does that stuff.
I appreciate
Heck
it. Yeah,
yeah.
definitely us too, man. I think it's well for the breed. Any breed that does it.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. And this is the big part too, like the community and the the relationships, and you build that, whether it's for business or for friendships or whatever it is. This is important, for the breeds, or any breed, right, as a whole. And it's really
Yes.
cool that we get to do this. Not everything is like bad mouthing and drama. It's probably less
Exactly.
than people think, but
Yeah.
this is the best part.
Now for us, I bite my tongue a lot. I keep my mouth closed. I don't say a whole lot. There's breeders out there that I don't agree with. I don't say names. I don't do stuff like that. But I have to say there's quite a few that I don't agree with things. And
Well,
then
that's the thing, is not everybody's going to agree with everything.
and everybody has their opinions on what they like, what they don't like. Which is kind of where it comes into play. Like I was saying, in a way, I kind of feel like me and my wife we're kind of on our own in our own little bubble with our dogs. We talk to other breeders. There's other ones that we're good friends with that we talk to and everything else, but it's not really like a little circle, or we don't go and bag on anybody. We talk amongst ourselves. We all kind of each do our own thing.
Yeah.
And that's where we're at. We're kind of in our own lane, doing our own thing. What we think is right for the breed, and trying to stay true to the original bulldog. The 1800s type, athletic, functional. They can go out and do hogs. They can sleep in your child's bed the same night. Take them out, get some hogs, bring them home, climb right up in bed with your little girl or your son, or whatever else. And that's where we're at, and we're just going to keep moving forward and progressing.
Nice. Yeah. And then, like you said, not even with the ABs, a lot of, people don't agree the way we breed or our dogs,
Right.
But at the end, we always see it like, hey, I'm the one feeding it. I like what I have. I really don't care what anybody else says out there,
Right. I mean, we have a good cult following. There's a lot of people that appreciate our dogs. And almost all of our dogs all go to pet homes.
Nice.
So they went to a couple breeders, but those breeders, they have to do their homework. They've got to match accordingly and pair. I don't tell them what they need to do with them. You live, you learn. Figure out what you want to do with them.
True.
Just because they're evolution or XSB or whatever, you can't take the two names, say I've got two evolution, and just breed them together and think you're gonna produce what Brian Miller did. It don't work that way.
Yep.
You've got to pair accordingly. You've got to health test. You've got to look at the dogs in front of you, look at the pedigrees, and just
it's a science to it, definitely.
yes.
Yeah, you
Got to put in the work
together because you have two dogs.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, if we did that, we'd take every single male to every single female around here, and we don't do that. That we don't take Bourbon to every single female. He doesn't pair up accordingly, and if he doesn't get used for that female. Dark Matter. He was on Brian's yard for a long time. Brian used him as a stud. He's that dog. He don't miss. The dog is he produces head. He produces type. Anybody that's ever got a pup off of him knows. And Brian gave me the opportunity. He called me up and he's like, bro, I'm done. I'm retired. I'm getting out. I've still got basically my best of my best here. And I'm giving you first option. If you want what you want, come and get them.
Nice.
So we made the drive out there. We picked all the ones that we wanted, that were adults or whatever. Some hadn't been bred yet. One was dark matter. He was, like I said, he was a very utilized stud. He does a good job. A couple older females that Brian had never bred yet. Some were, around 3. Like perfect age. He hadn't got to them yet. And so we went out, we picked them and worked out the deal on pricing and everything that we were doing there. He didn't just give them to us.
No.
A lot of people think that Brian just called me and handed me his yard. No. We worked hard. We paired properly.
We picked the ones
and
that
we
what we were wanting to go.
and we picked the right ones of where we were trying to head to. And Brian always seen that. He never promoted any other breeders ever.
Yeah.
That's not what he did. He believed you make it on your own merit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's a lot of breeders out there. You get a dog from them, they will blast you all over. They'll be like, hey, this person and help promote your program and build you up and by their name and whatever else. We didn't have that. We built what we built from the ground up.
Nice.
Any breeders that we got from their dogs, none of them have ever mentioned us. None of them have ever hey, check out these guys, whatever else. And then when Brian was getting out, he started sending people our way from that were emailing him or contacting him. He's like, hey, I'm out. I'm not breeding anymore. Contact these guys. This is where you can get my blood from now. Basically, he went and passed us the torch, and I've got big ass shoes to fill, but we're doing our own thing with it.
Nice. No, and
So
I think
far,
you
so
guys
good.
are doing. Yeah, you guys are doing a great job.
And for us, it works, and it just keep moving forward, keep doing the health testing. We even our keepers that we keep from our own litters that we know are clean, parents are clear, healthy. We've done pre-X-rays on, preliminaries, all that stuff. We still do that with the keepers that we keep that we know are from good parents and clean puppies. We still will embark them. We still do everything we need to do with that puppy that we know is good, but it's for our peace of mind. It's for other people's peace of mind. We actually even do a lifetime genetic health guarantee on our dogs that we stand behind them so much.
Nice.
And our program.
No, that's awesome, man. Definitely. And you're right.
So-
And I think even if there's parents, that are clear, let's say
Yeah.
with OFA or pen hip, that even 2 great dogs still might produce some dogs that might have problems down the line,
Yep,
so-
exactly. Because no dog's perfect. There's dogs down the line that, when you're line breeding and stuff, unfortunately shit happens and things don't always turn out. Every breeding, no matter what it is, even you can take 2 of the best dogs in the world and get a whole litter of shit.
Yep.
You can take 2 ugly ass dogs and get a phenomenal litter.
True.
So far, we've been good. We haven't had a whole lot of litters not really click. You know, there's a pup maybe here or there that looks a little bit different as far as the type goes, but that's part of the evolution, and that's what we're working on is trying to get the consistency and the type locked in, and that's why we just did this Bugatti and dark matter breeding, and then hopefully Onyx we bred her to dark matter, which is her father.
Oh, nice.
To lock in the pheno and geno as well. So we're getting there. It's just time consuming, taking time, selecting and keeping the right pup back or right pups.
Yeah, that matters. You know? Selection.
Yes. One thing I've been told by a lot of breeders is I have a hell of an eye for a dog. I mean, for some reason I always kind of tend to pick the same dog from a different litter. You know, and they start getting a little bit older, and my wife's like, you always pick like the same dog. And it's kind of weird that way. You know, I've always been told I have an eye for a dog.
Oh, that's good. Yes. Some people
you know,
don't have it.
Right.
Yeah, that's.
You know, I just did a video last week. I walked around the kennels and kind of showed some of the dogs off a little bit. And if you watch the video, all of our dogs, you know, they may have some of them have a different little bit of a type of look in the face, but every one of them is tight skinned, solid, jacked, just lean, ripped up muscle. You know, we're not a one trick pony. Our whole yard looks like that.
Nice.
Consistent. Yeah, heck yeah. Yeah, I noticed that, and they're all super athletic, and they have that, you know, that build to them. But pretty cool, impressive dogs.
Right.
I need to make some room over here.
Yes, and my wife, she works hard on, you know, studying pedigrees, lineage. She's kind of more in the background. I mean, of course, she helps with the breedings, the whelpings, and everything else. She's my partner.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
She's the one that really digs in on lineages and pedigrees and different stuff. And we go through everything, you know, kind of fine tooth comb. I look at the dog in front of me, how they move, how they look, how they're built, structure, temperament, and then I go from there. Rather than, you know, a lot of people are big, huge pedigree fans. To me, pedigree comes after the fact.
Yeah, definitely.
So.
Well, you got to look at the dog in front of you, but you also got to look at the dogs behind them.
Yes, you do have to look at the ones behind, but for me, I first look at the dog in front of me, and then I go from there. I work my way.
Yeah.
Way down. A lot will start looking at pedigrees first, and then this and that, and I know what I like. I know what I want. I have my vision, and luckily, my wife has stuck with me and like put up with my crazy dreams and the things I want to do, and she's right there in all of it with me, you know.
And that's always great, man. When you have somebody that supports you, you know, and sometimes we could go wild, but they're the anchor that be like, hold on, let's think about this, right?
He gets reeled in often.
She keeps me more grounded and reeled in. She's kind of the one that keeps me from going off sometimes on some of these lives on people or and different stuff, because, you know, sometimes I felt like I stayed quiet for so long, and it kind of builds up, and I see the way things are going, and I'm like, but every now and again a little bit will spew over, and she's like, hey, you know, reel it in, keep it cool. I'm like, you know, because
I'm passionate about it.
Yes.
Can sometimes come across.
I am very passionate about our program, our dogs, and just I could come off as, I guess, not an asshole, but I'll throw little jabs here and there.
Yeah.
I guess you could say, but for the most part, I sit there, shake my head all day long, and stick in my own little bubble.
So, Buzz, you do show dogs or no?
We went to the Beast. That was our first show ever, like just to kind of see what it was about.
We didn't show in the sanction.
No, we didn't show in the
Okay.
sanction or anything. Just we wanted to kind of go where there was going to be beasts where we thought our dogs would fit in.
Correct.
Which even at that show, nobody had anything like what we had there.
There were
There was nice dogs. There was nice dogs, different breeds. But as far as the oldies went, there was nothing there like what we had. Our oldies, or I guess you would say, I believe they're in a class of their own. I don't know what you would call them. What people think. We've been told we lack type. We lack bone,
which is what we're working on.
which is a little bit of what I'm working on. But I don't want that big bone. I don't need that big, thick stuff for what my dogs are intended for. Multi-purpose. They can go out and work a farm all day long. They can sit on your couch all day long. But every single dog that we put out will do anything you want them to do.
Okay.
And that's how I like to keep them. Like I said, I'm trying to stick true to the 1800s.
Yeah.
Just like Brian did. There was a reason that Brian's dogs in the evolution didn't have that big, huge dome, these big, huge melon heads. His dogs were to serve a purpose.
Yeah, not everything's like overdone. I think now a lot of people like the overdone. There's more mass than muscle. It's not.
Yeah, I like to believe we have a good, happy medium bone. It's not overdone. It's not underdone. People look at it and they think, well, that should be a lot thicker bone. But look at the forearms on my dogs. Their forearm is bigger than my leg.
Yeah.
But the bone may not be, but their bone is dense. It's thick. It's strong. It's heavy. Dense bone. So,
and I think too, because they're, if you had smaller dogs, 18, their bone will be crazy. But since they're taller dogs, their bone is perfect. I see it like the ABs. That's why.
Yeah, that's what I see too. Everybody's got the smaller dog. So just like at the gym, you see the little short guy with little short arms, dude has big old biceps, and then the 6'2" guy, he's his arms are big, but they don't look as big as the guy that's 5'2".
Right.
Just the way it goes. Yeah.
I always like to compare our dogs. There's a difference between Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a difference between a linebacker and a running back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
we've got our smaller
and
dogs
we do have our smaller dogs. There's one girl we have out there, Akela. She's off of Bourbon and Nocturna, which Nocturna, her dad is Evolution's Kodiak, multi-time grand champion weight puller. Nocturna was trained in weight pulling. She did it both times nationals. Unfortunately, she came into heat, so she wasn't. James didn't take her when he had her training her.
Oh.
Both times that nationals came around, she came into heat both times.
Yeah, and I mean, she pulled up to 3,600 pounds. Yeah, she's
got numerous nicknames.
Yeah, she got a lot of nicknames.
Look at her from above. She looks like a Black Angus cow.
Yeah, she looks like a Black Angus bull. Like when you're looking down on top of her, she's like this wide in the front and just solid muscle, and then her waist comes back like. Everybody always says they wanted that cartoon bulldog.
Yeah.
She's it. She's it. Brian and James Stevenson always called her. They called her a human bowling ball.
She's the sweetest and happiest.
Yes, and the daughter that we see, and she's short. She's like she's about 18. We took Bourbon to her, and she cut the legs off a good portion of the puppies, like we were hoping for. They also did produce some monsters.
Yeah.
But our girl Akela that we kept back from that litter, she bad. She's like
She got the best of.
she got the best of both of those dogs.
She's got that Turner's width,
Yeah.
Turner's barrel, Bourbon's rear end.
Her mom's like thickness and just massive, and the best part about it is she's athletic still.
Yeah.
She's still athletic, and I mean to look at her you wouldn't think so. She's just like this medium-sized ball of muscle, but she could jump. She springs on her doghouse like it's nothing. She can she jumps way up with springs in her legs.
She's just not high energy.
No,
she's fine.
She's not real high energy.
Just go with the flow.
You take her out and she sees that spring pole. That's her favorite pastime. That's what she loves.
Yeah.
So
I was looking at some
also-
pictures. It's cool.
Yeah, no, and what's cool, Buzz, is that you show your dogs doing stuff, it's just not pictures, you're showing them in the kennels, you're showing them on the spring pole. And I think
Right.
that's pretty cool, I think me and Gavin has talked about that our dogs, we have multiple videos them doing stuff, we just don't put pictures up there. We want
Yeah.
people to see, hey, this is what they do.
yeah.
It's one thing to talk about, but you need to be able to show it.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's like I was telling you guys earlier, we don't hide nothing. I would rather put raw shit right in your face than anything that's photoshopped or highlighted or changed. We'd like to show raw footage, raw pictures, just what you see is what you get. And everybody always tells us that have seen our dogs in person, they're like, hey, your pictures do these dogs no justice.
No, because I'm not a photographer.
In this breeding, you guys know, I mean, you got to kind of be a jack of all trades. You've got to be able to AI. You've got to be able to do photography. You got to be able to
Attempt to.
at least do good, decent pictures to the best of your ability.
Yes.
When you're using the camera, I myself, I take a lot with my phone, and those are the ones I like to post. I'm like, hey, bam, the dog was out here all muddy,
Yeah.
playing, and here it is. I'm not gonna hide nothing. Not gonna bathe all my dogs first and try to make everything look staged and cover stuff up. That's just not how we do it. And
even with the pictures, the only editing that even happens on that is I crop them to get the picture in there where you can really see the dog.
Yes.
I don't know how to draw the other stuff. I'm going to learn either.
It's just not our thing. We do get good pictures. We take good pictures, but I like to show the raw stuff. No hiding. No. There's no point in it. If you got to hide stuff, you're not being honest.
Yeah.
100%.
Definitely.
I mean, there's some dogs that we don't show. We keep them hidden for a little bit, and then
I make
she makes me because I'm like, oh, look at this puppy, he's looking so good right now. I'll post pictures. And she got to reel me in.
Yeah.
She's like, we don't need to show everything always right away, or let them get a little bit older. They just seen a picture of this puppy 2 weeks ago. It's not changed that much, but so I guess that's not really hiding anything. We'll show them as a pup. We'll be like, hey, this is our keeper, and then we'll put them away for a while. And
I like the reactions that come from it.
and then
And
when
then you get the one
when we do that,
where did this dog come from?
people are like, where did this come from? Was that puppy?
Yeah.
Holy shit! So
I like that part of it, which is why I don't
I
think
do
you have to
too.
show all of it.
yeah, I'm passionate. I get a little overzealous. I'm proud of our dogs, and our productions and what Brian built. And
And you
I'm
should,
just,
you know.
I'm a humble, happy dog breeder that just is passionate about what we do. And like I said, my wife she's right here with me. She does have to reel me in every now and again. And I start getting ideas in my head, and I'm like, hey, you know, it's like I was telling you guys about the F1 stuff.
Yeah.
It's gonna be. I don't follow. I'm not a follower. I've never been. I go opposite of everyone, and that's where we're gonna go. But when we do, you guys will see it. It'll be up on stuff, and you guys are gonna see where I'm going, what I'm doing. I know you two will see my vision
Nice.
because of what you guys like. And a lot of people will be like, huh, what's he doing? But others are going to be like, holy shit, why didn't I think of that? Why didn't I do that?
Yeah.
So
Nice.
I'm going to leave people guessing.
Are these going to be registered with the?
Yeah, as much as I don't want to, I want to talk about it, but I also don't want people going that way, and I don't want nobody trying to steal my ideas. I want to be.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there's probably some doing it. They're just not.
We may not see it.
We may not see it. They're also putting them with different kinds of dogs and doing different stuff. So
keep them guessing.
There you go.
But, yeah, for sure. So
Buzz,
I've been sitting here rambling on. I mean, you guys got questions and stuff. Sorry, guys.
No,
you're good.
Hey, this was for you, man. We were trying to expose you for people to know who you are. You know, see your dogs, and you know, like I say, we have a large AB community, so you know, you might have the dogs that they want. You know, maybe like the ABs, like you said, they're a little bit bigger, but hey, maybe your dogs will be a great fit. So that's why we're giving you the light, you know, for you to, you know.
I like to think so. I know there is people out there that use Brian's dogs, you know, his studs for some of their ABs, for some of their XLs.
Yeah, see.
The guy that produced Joe Rita's dogs actually reached out to me, and I know where two of Rita's dog's brothers are that are actually bigger than Concrete and Heavy.
Which is crazy to think about.
And that guy actually has a female off of Dark Matter, an evolution female.
Okay.
That he got from Brian. He got into oldies by accident. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff out there that people don't know, but we kind of get inside information as far as people reaching out to us. Lately, we've actually had old school breeders that like got out of dogs and the oldies and the bulldogs because they seen where they were headed and what they were turning into, and they're like, I'm done. You know, old guys, old timers that are like Joe Rita. You know, they're knowledgeable. They can build cool dogs, but they were discouraged. They got out. They're like, screw this. It ain't worth it anymore. The dogs are going in this direction, and we have them reaching out to us now, getting them enthused. And they're like, hey, you know, we may want a dog from this breeding or this breeding. You guys are we're lighting the fire back up.
Which is a really cool
thing.
And it's cool to hear it and see it when they reach out to us.
Unexpected.
And we've got AB breeders that have like really old school AB lines.
Going back to the original Old English.
Going back to like the old oldies like our dogs. Some of our dogs have.
But not oldies, the Old English.
The Old English, the true Bulldogs, 1800s.
Oh, wow.
We have a couple of our dogs have that blood in their lineage that we have on our yard. There's a guy that has ABs that has that lineage from the original Bulldogs that's reaching out to us. He wants a female. to add into his hog dog line. And he
Wow.
said that if things work out the way he's thinking and what he's seeing off of our dogs and what he's been following, basically we could corner that market as well.
Hey.
Heck
His
yeah.
words. Yeah,
That was his words and what he told us. And he's an old school hog dogger,
He
and
started with pit bulls.
he started, back with game dogs way back.
When he was, I think he said he was like 6 or 7 years old.
Yeah, his parents, grandfathers or whatever. You guys know how it goes.
Yeah.
Somebody in your family, a dad, a grandpa, an uncle, is like there, and you just kind of follow in their footsteps, and you into that. And
But he got out of the pits. He went towards AB after doing his research on that. And he knew he wanted to do the hogs with his AB male that he has, but he's still young. He's not even, I think he's just a little over a year old. And they were actually, he was out with them one day and a hog appeared, and they're in Texas. I think he's in northern Texas, northwestern. And a hog came out of nowhere, and without skipping a beat, his dog went right for it.
Wow.
Oh,
Now that he's seen that, he wants to grow that.
yeah,
Yeah.
he wants to nurture it, grow it, and basically build the ultimate hog dog.
And then he's seen the videos of Panther.
And he's seen the videos of Panthro, the pup that we produced that's over in Hawaii.
Oh yeah.
oh yeah. The white one, huh?
Doing hog trials next
yeah.
May or June.
Yeah,
next
I
year.
think next May or June he's gonna start the hog trial, but he's putting that dog through the ringer, throwing everything but the kitchen sink at that dog, and that
Very
dog.
intelligent man. He knows what he's
Yeah,
doing.
I mean he's going as far as like doing hydrogenated water and feeding
That
regimens.
dog lives like a king.
The dog lives like a king.
Wow.
But he puts that dog through the ringer. He tests him. He pushes him, and that dog is just smashing everything he's putting in front of him.
That's awesome.
And no offense to ABs or you guys or nothing. He told us basically our dog is the perfect AB. I'm like,
There
but
you
he's
go.
an old. He's not an AB.
Yeah.
But that's what he referred to, because over in Hawaii there's ABs and they use the Corsos and different dogs like that they've built for catch dogs and stuff like that. He said this dog is the ultimate AB,
There you go.
and he's like he is the epitome of an oldie. And he
loves his work.
and he loves his work, and he's wanting another female from us. And also when I do these F1s, he's all for it. He's wanting it
There you go.
as well.
Yeah, he's been doing some of the research.
Yeah, he's
on it.
even doing some of the research. 'Cause I told him this is my plan. This is what I'm thinking. This is what I'm looking at. What do you think? Because of his knowledge, and he
So
does.
that just got him all
He
excited.
went down the rabbit hole, and he came out like guns a-blazing. He's like, this is it. So I was like, that's what I was thinking. But I want some input, but I don't want to put it out there.
Yeah, for sure. No, definitely.
Well, and he
Just
comes
enough.
from that world.
And he comes from that world.
He does know.
He lived in the States. He grew up with dogs doing the iron dog stuff
Iron dog. Okay.
with his dad and everything else. And they do that, and then they do that stuff still over in Hawaii. And he's been looking for that right dog for a long time. And basically, when he reached out to us, it was boiled down. He was looking at
Saturday, wasn't it?
no, I believe it was some pit bulls,
Okay.
like real game lineage hog dog
Yeah.
stuff that was over here in North Carolina, I believe. And he'd been following us for a while, and then he started.
He met Brian Miller out some of those.
Yeah, and he knew Brian Miller. He knew him from like the Iron Dog stuff back in the day.
Nice.
And he asked me like basically the lineage and pedigrees. We sent him the info that he was looking for, and he started researching. He went down that rabbit hole, And he came back and he's like, I want one of these dogs. He's like, the COI is like perfect. Everything that you guys did with this was perfect. And
Getting the dog out there was
getting a dog to Hawaii. I mean, you may as well be sending to another country.
Yeah.
And
don't go to the wrong island, because if you go to any of the other islands that like he went to Oahu, I think is what it was. You go to any of the other islands out there and it just gets worse with the testing that they want done on these dogs. And it's like damn near impossible to get them out there. Yeah. They make it that way, but they're rabies free. Hawaii is rabies free, and they want to keep it that way.
But yeah, I mean, you might as well be sending to a whole nother country. But a lot of people even say that Hawaii is harder to get a dog into than the other countries.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I've shipped dogs to Hawaii, but it's been, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, and it wasn't that hard. It was
pre-COVID and everything else.
But now
I ended up having to go. He was originally supposed to fly out of Salt Lake. I got to the airport at 6 a.m, and 3 or 4 hours later, he still wasn't on the plane.
Wow.
It came down to the grounds people not wanting to do what they were supposed to do, all because they didn't have some sort of scanner, but they were scanning it the wrong way. Needless to say, I ended up having to turn around, come home, grab our dog, and drive to Vegas, out of Vegas instead. And Salt Lake screw up got them embargoed until they get their shit together.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that was wild, but it worked out. We got him over there.
It was exhausting.
That dog he's living it up. He sleeps in his bed every night. Like I said, he gets the best of best food. He gets hydrogenated water and like meal plans, and and he goes to these different islands and he's doing like classes, kind of like you guys went and did with the fertility stuff.
Okay, yes.
But he's taking Panthro and they're working with other dogs, and they go out teaching jungle tracking and scent and like how different foods can do different things, and super intense stuff. And he's already taken Panthro to, I think, 3 islands within the last 6 months.
He just got him in February.
Doing this stuff,
Not even 6 months.
That's awesome.
Not even 6 months.
Because he left in February.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So.
Well, Buzz, I know we're coming to our end already. We would love to do a second part, man, to get
Definitely.
more in depth in there.
Yeah, less rambling, more questions.
Yeah.
No, definitely. You can see
it's a good one.
Yeah, no, show some puppies. Yeah, this one's about you. And if they can hear me and Dennis talk and yell any other Wednesday, but it was about you guys today. So we appreciate it. We're looking forward to those puppies, and let's do this again.
Yeah,
All right.
definitely, Buzz. I'll get with you, so we'll set something up for a second part. Like I said, we'll dive more in depth in there.
Okay, that sounds good. We appreciate you guys, reaching out and putting us on here. And like I said, we love what you guys do on your side with the ABs. You guys are doing it right, and man, I love your guys' ABs. I really do.
I appreciate it.
And I've even told several people,
there.
Yeah, if we were going to go AB route for F1s, you guys would be who would be calling.
Hey,
Let's do
Gabriel
it.
already told me. He's like, man, he's like, once I get my bigger property, he's like, I'm gonna go to Buzz and give me one of those pups.
I got my eye on those.
You guys ever want something? We got you too. So
Appreciate you. We'll see you soon. Thank you guys.
all right, guys.
All right, thank you,
Thanks.
guys.
Have a good night, everybody.
All right, you too.
Have a good night.
Bye-bye.